point and then went on to smoke their opponents. In the next 3 maps, we'll see which of these 2 teams can take that #1 spot in their pool. As day 1 continues, we're following Tommy, the man himself, the streaming sensation, the handsome man, one of the winningest EU players of all time, starting this game 2-0.
Yeah, and I'm just going to point this out before I forget it. They've played this map before back at Dallas, and it was eUnited winning 250 to 172. So a comfortable win, but nothing too outlandish. Of course, Splyce, though, very nice start early on. Actually, they're going to go even beyond 30 points to nothing at the rip. But of course, different meta in the past. We said, you know, a lot of FG42s, and now you've seen already Tommy with that STG gets off to a nice start, and Splyce trying to let it ride. Of course, eUnited in control of the bottom right half of the map. That's where they want to be.
Well, Chance, you mentioned, you know, that new meta. I guess I'll just go out and ask you, either of these teams with the new meta, do you think they improve from it? Does it hurt them? Where do you feel?
I do not think either of these teams care in the slightest. Okay. I think it's one of those things that pretty much all of these players can play either role. They can be very, very effective at whatever they do. So as long as the guns are going to be even against the other team they're playing against, they're going to be happy. I think that's something that's barely in the back of their minds. Well,
off the break, it is Splyce with the early advantage from a nice first hard point, but it's eUnited who did have control of the hill. But as I say that, Jerd sneaks, pinches the spawns. Clayster, though, snaps on the Bance for the 2-piece as he'll keep eUnited in control of the hard point. They still have 30 more seconds on this hill. You can see Splyce kind of splitting on off. Do we go to the new hard point? Do we try to push again? Pristini answers that question for him with the 2-piece there. It will be eUnited taking the lead and now rotating towards the lower docks.
Yeah, Splyce, though, you know, 15 seconds left on Nold, trying to get that full control early on. And you see the players even have that close spawn. So again, very close game, potentially advantage Splyce moving in. Arcides, though, you see he's going to be working into Tommy. Tommy gets that kill with the STG. So players right now just kind of one by one pushing in. Of course, the trade does come in for Silly, going to try and force the one on Jerd up in front, but King Jerd going to be just fine. 8-5 for him off the rip.
Jerd, always one of the consistent SMG players in Europe. The man just plays at a fast pace. He is up in your face at all times. Unfortunately for him, does meet his demise there. It's 52 to 40. Splyce back in the lead. Pristini was on a 5 streak, but I don't believe he earned any score streaks off of that, as Tommy will be the first player in the lobby to hit 10 kills.
Yeah, and right now it's not even like staggered kills coming in. They're almost just all at once, kind of a bit of a 2-2 split. But Splyce, fantastic job controlling the mid portion of the map. You're going to funnel in players from one side. You know where to look. Easy pickings there. Of course, though, eUnited, they give up on the scrap time. They wrap around the lockdown spawns for over at barrels. And, well, Pristini, he's the man trying to do his job. Bant's able to take him down. So a little bit fishy. Not a clear-cut advantage for eUnited. You see Pristini after he falls. He's going to spawn out. And Splyce right now, a lot of pressure inside the hill, but split spawns actually. 2 players to the bottom coming up next to each other, but Splyce inside the hill, getting the time. They're in a good spot.
Yeah, Pristini's just going to, instead of trying to push on through, he's just going to hold this front. I thought there, Chance, he was going to hit the front side and kind of pinch the players who were already focused on shooting his teammate in the back. Instead, he waits. His teammate's getting a 2v3 gunfight. They lose that. They lose back control. There, he's just holding the front. Another player spawns lower docks. He gets killed. Nothing comes of it. And now Splyce are up by a minute, just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Yeah, those are rotations that just win the game. It was back and forth. Splyce gets first hill, eUnited second, Splyce gets third, and eUnited had the setup, but they did not get the kills. So Splyce, not only do they just rack up the time with an 80-point lead, trying to win the rotation battle, now they have streaks in the back pocket. They're looking to make this a blowout.
If you're watching and you're a submachine gun player, you're someone who's very aggressive in Call of Duty World War II, you're learning a lot right now from how Vance plays, from how Jerd plays. They're putting on a show. They've combined for 1 minute and 40 seconds in the hill so far. Both players positive, as everyone from Splyce actually is in the green. They're out slaying, they're out rotating. Now if they can go for a break here, they can really blow this game wide open, and it starts with a fighter pilot from Bance. He kills Clayster as well, and Splyce are in control of the hill.
Yeah, and I'll just get this out of the way now. Bance is one of the best hardpoint players in the game, but Jerd, phenomenal as well. That was a 3 streak for him. Everything right now going well for Splyce. This is just fantastic. Even on this Crane Hill, you see Mad Cat. Relatively easy gunfight. He's going to have the third in front of him. If he had more ammo, he would have had the kill. But Jerd's there for the trade anyway. More than a minute inside the hill. And this is now, what, 80-point game?
How many engagements are we getting in right now, Chance? We know London Docks Hardpoint's a fast pace, up in your, up close and personal map, but I feel like every single player is just soaring forward, and it's working to Splyce's advantage. So far this weekend, eUnited have looked abysmal on London Docks Hardpoint. This is the second time they are on the way to potentially being 100-point club on this map.
Yeah, I mean, not looking good, of course. Maybe the meta is just not working out for them as they would have thought. Maybe they need to pick and ban a little bit different as the tournament goes on. But still, a lot of Call of Duty left to be played. But of course, the first time around on Statue Hill, well, Splyce got the early lead there. So they're looking to do the exact same thing once again. And if you just look at the kill column, I mean, that's ridiculous. +4, +6, +5, and 7. That's what, more than 20 kills.
Sorry to interrupt you both, but quick look at what's going on Bravo. It's an unbelievably close game, 244 to 240. Vitality were so close to taking the victory, but it looks like Optic Gaming may just be able to steal it towards the end, and they will. A crazy, crazy conclusion there to game 1 on that hard point.
The takeaway I have from that, Vitality still keeping it close, only losing by 10 there to Optic Gaming. Crim's 4-piece makes the difference. In the moments we looked away from this map, it's just been Splyce blowing open their lead even more. And Chance, we've seen a few times from eUnited so far, where they just have a player who has a rough map. We saw Silly last series had one. Arcades was -10 here a few moments ago. Look at everyone from Splyce, everyone pulling their weight, everyone doing their job perfectly. There is no team right now that could face Splyce in this map with everyone playing this way that could beat them.
Yeah, I mean, completely dominant. Obviously, one of the best hardpoint teams in the game, but there's quite a few teams that are contending for that spot, so it's difficult to call. But obviously, Splyce, fantastic tournament. Dallas looking to continue the same, but obviously only one map in. If you think back to Dallas, Splyce, they go up 2 in the series. eUnited nearly completes the reverse sweep, so eUnited has found themselves in this spot before, but frankly, you just got to imagine for momentum, it's all 4 players, as you said, for Splyce, firing on all cylinders, just looking fantastic.
+22 is the Splyce team right now in slaying. Ridiculous numbers as they look to finally see if they can close out this map. eUnited only have 78 points in total. And again, this is why, you know, if you're a North American Call of Duty fan, maybe you don't keep up as much with EU COD and the 2Ks there and what's going on, but this is why Splyce are scary, man. They are absolutely a team to not only, you know, watch out for, but respect in and out of game. There's a reason why these guys have been competing for the closer half of a decade. As again, eUnited, while they do have bodies here, this is just a contested hardpoint, and again, it's Splyce looking to make the first move as Mad Cat pushes forward.
Yeah, you see Mad Cat does get taken down inside the hill. Bant's trying to use the flamethrower once again, but there you go, a small sign of life coming out from eUnited. They get the clean break, and they are currently spawning on the proper side for the rotation over to barrels, but Splyce, they are swarming inside the hill. They're probably going to be able to break through for the scrap. Rossini Lissing wins the gunfight, but it's going to be contest heavy over on the side. He gets the kill, but meanwhile, Splyce has already managed to get the rotations on the other side. eUnited put too much pressure on Tin, and now they're losing it on barrels, and we've seen when Splyce gets this setup, they do not get broken.
Yeah, this should be the final hill of this game unless there's a miraculous setup, but look, as I say that, it's all yellow in the kill feed. Splyce will also push out these lanes. You love to see it. They get 4 dead. Tommy hits lower docks. You've got Mad Cat flooding in towards fire. They've got the overextend watched as well. 1 or 2 more kills, and this one is done and dusted. Splyce will take map number 1 in dominating fashion as they line up for Mad Cat. If the game went on longer, I can tell you right now, it'd get a hell of a lot worse for eUnited. A wonderful first map for the #1 team in Europe.
Yeah, fantastic stuff coming in from Splyce. They take map 1 in the series. The question I now have for you, Revan, is when we talk about eUnited on this map so far today, it's not been the best of times, let's just say that. When you look at Dallas, of course, I mean, it was, I believe, a 3-2 win record on the map. Is it maybe too early to say that they might consider banning it this event? But it just hasn't been good.
Well, what they did is now Arcades is running a sub on London Docks, a 7 AR, and now Clay's running that main AR. Doesn't seem to be working out for them quite yet. Maybe you think of reversing the roles again, or maybe try having Silly run an AR. When we saw him at Dallas, you know, he would start out with the sub, midway through he would swap to that AR, and then they would begin to turn the game around. I just think you need to look at switching up the roles a little bit.
I actually think Arcades would be better with a sniper on that map. Give Arcades a sniper for some of those hills. It sounds ridiculous to say, but we've seen what he does in S&D with the gun. It's probably better than what we're seeing from him there.
I'm just so glad you're not an analyst, Jack. That's the dumbest thing I've heard all day.
Wow.
You just hurt Uncle Jack's feelings right there.
I'm sorry that I'm trying to change the meta. I've been playing a lot with
someone's got to be different.
Hey, Frizzard did it.
Yeah,
Frizzard did it in Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
In CTF, he brought out a sniper rifle.
We had snipers at the start of Hardpoints last year as well.
That's true. Fomal did it.
It's not as strange as you'd think.
but bringing it out for the whole map, that's
yeah, no, it's terrible. Actually, it's a horrible
crazy.
idea. I'm going to be honest. It's a terrible. Please don't do that. Keep using a sub Arsity.
Anyway, back to the action here at the New Orleans Open and the CWL. It's currently taking a look at FaZe Clan versus eUnited. This series, of course, in a game 5, and it is FaZe Clan with the advantage. 3-1 up here, just 3 more rounds, and they will close out the series. Shawnee currently sitting 0-4, Revan, still in a 2v2.
Okay, 20 seconds remaining. They have to wind up trying to defuse the bomb. And yeah, you see where the bomb's planted, so automatically you know they're playing for a Cole side setup. You have to push and cut off these angles. Crossfire setup for FaZe. They find one. What's now trying to find the trade kill, but no time to play with, and Replays is in a great position. He could just peek up, see the bomb, see if he's defusing. This is going to be FaZe going up 4-1.
Replays that round just played mind games with eUnited the whole time. They had it planted where you could see it from water steps. It was a 3v2 for eUnited. Replays gets the first kill from water steps into fire. He then runs all the way back to his spawn into underground. That's why they were still lurking at that water steps area. It took them so long to rotate on over. Replays forces the hand of eUnited there and wins that round for FaZe.
Well, as it stands, FaZe Clan looking good. 4-1 up. We need to see a response here from eUnited. And Shawnee, again, Chance, I hate to kind of reiterate it, but sitting at 0-5, he needs to step up here.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he was their standout player in search for the team. He had one of like the best stats posted for the game mode across the board, including everyone other than like Dashie and Octane were ahead of him. So Shawnee went from being fantastic in S&D to when he's needed most, just non-existent. But of course, he is the one with the bomb, so maybe you give him some credit in that department, but obviously he has to turn things around.
I mean, you say that, but look at the plant column.
Yeah, ideally he's planting bombs. Instead, he's just dying.
I mean, I just have to point it out. Still 4-1 the lead here for FaZe Clan in this map. Scraps has already fallen, so advantage FaZe Clan 4-3. Honestly, FaZe should be good to close this one out pretty convincingly. I'd be very, very surprised here if eUnited was to make something happen, especially considering, once again, Revan, time seems to be against them.
Yeah, time against them, and FaZe setting up another pinch. And eUnited, there just doesn't seem to be a plan for them, right? They're just kind of winging it and trying to make something happen. FaZe are making all the plays. FaZe are dictating the pace, and they're finding their kills.
They most definitely are. Of course, we'll keep you updated with how this one ends, but if you're a betting man, I'd put your money on FaZe. 5-1 up there in that game 5. Moving over back to our alpha matchup, though. It's eUnited versus Splyce, and it's Splyce that drew first blood in the series.
Splyce up 1-0. eUnited, though, they're no strangers to this scenario so far today. Last time they had a rough first map hardpoint, they bounced back in the S&D, and it looks like they'll strike first in round 1.
Yeah, offensive win, though, that's almost the expectation on St. Marie. You get that B-bomb control, and especially if you can get the first bloods, the round should be easy. So maybe, you know, Splyce trying a new strat the next time around on defense. Either way, though, they're going to look to bounce back pretty much right away. But again, you got to imagine exact same thing. You go in B, get the early control. However, there's always the option. If it's your first round on offense, why not just bombard A, and then constantly eUnited will have to think in the back of their minds, do we have to be concerned about it? However, that's a mythical thing, as again, the exact same standards. Chuck a bunch of nades over to B and get full control.
There's tear gases, there's smokes, there's nades, there's everything going down. It is a first blood, though, for eUnited, as they'll have the number advantage, and that makes it very awkward now for their setup if you're on the side of Splyce.
Well, Tommy bomb down in the 2v3. Actually is able to pick up one. The trade's going to come in instantly. Now, Mad Cat's not in a bad spot here. AR to watch over bomb. Clayster, though, pushes up aggressively with a sub.
Did you see that timing?
To get the kill.
Did you see that timing? Mad Cat lost vision of that cross towards that left corner for maybe a fraction of a second. And in that moment, Clay had already crossed. He was not expecting it. That will be another round win. And Chance, you see the mindset from eUnited there. They get that first blood and immediately look to retake the site, as they know they have a 4v3.
Yeah, you have to be very confident in your trading ability when you're trying to retake B. Of course, you see Jerd gets the first blood up top. Clayster immediately jumps in from behind, cleans them up. Tommy gets a kill off bomb. He instantly gets traded out, and they just continued with the pressure. Now, what I was trying to say earlier, B is the most dominant thing. Why not show a little bit of A presence? Have it in the back of your opponent's mind, and well, they get the first blood. They might be able to trade out. Of course, though, teammates getting traded left and right, and we are going to end up very quickly in a 2 versus 2. Bomb going down on A.
And here's that A play you talked about. I mean, you will at least show that, hey, we can go towards either side on this map. Yes, we're used to it being such a B-heavy S&D, but they've at least got a presence towards here at A. Thankfully for Splyce, no objective down. Jerd peeks the corner, can't kill Pristini. He's expecting a quick trade, as you would when you face a team like Splyce, but it actually won't come in time, as Bance was still on the backside of that barn.
Yeah, Bance probably needed to get the trade, but he's going to do it delayed. And wow, Clayster actually just no fear, and he's going to get streaks off this as well. So that's probably why he just full committed for it. Of course, has the bar, gets traded out, but hey, maybe you count that as a win. You don't get the offensive win, but you get streaks. It's a bit of a trade-off, but hey, either way, Bance clutches the 1v2. Full credit to him.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting way that round broke down, as neither team had a trade in a 2v2. Not something you'd expect from top caliber teams, but I guess it's just how it worked out there with the pacing of the round. As we continue on forward into our round 4.
Yeah, and of course, again, just pointing it out, going A is the weird thing. Obviously, eUnited showed their hand. Maybe Splyce wants to do the same, but no. They're going to chuck a bunch of nades over B, get full control of the site. And, of course, they need to do a better job, well, trading out their own kills and not getting first-blooded in the window. It looks like Tommy, he's able to pick up one kill up. Bance gets the bomb down. Should be an easy win, unless maybe the streaks come in. But no, it was play that fell. I
think there was just triple stuns brought on out, but Bance lives right on through it. So, okay, a very quick retake again. The team that gets the number advantage, they are ready for whatever is kind of thrown at them there. It's easy when you have a 4v3 in the site. This time it's in favor of Splyce. One thing I do want to point out, Chance, you saw from that sky cam, what, 4 nades immediately thrown towards that site there. The stuns don't really work. Maybe some more frag grenade action to at least pick up the guy on the site. It's all about keeping, if you're not going to take B right away, if you're eUnited or a team on St. Marie defense, you save your grenades and time them together to retake the site.
Well, no, eUnited has streaks. They can give up the plant, call in the streaks right away, pick up a couple kills, then you get right back in the site. But Clayster got first-blooded. It's just something that you can't really afford to have happen. Either way, though, now if they get the bomb down and Clay has the streaks, should be a round win, worst case scenario. So Arcees falls, but still not in a terrible spot. But a player over here is flanking. That's going to be Tommy Pristini, though. Hyper aware of the situation, important kill for him to get.
I think Pristini's the only player that uses lens sight in the entire, CWL at the moment. Streak does come in from Clayster. No dice on that one, as it's now a 2 versus 3. Clay and Silly up against Bance, Mad Cat, and Jerd.
More streaks called in as well. That's going to leave Clayster in the 1v3, of course. Bomb might be getting defused any second now. The question is Clayster going to fall on the fighter pilot? And he does. Now he needs to get found out. There's players not too far away from him. Bance gets taken down, but he does get killed.
He's going to get there in time. He's not going to get there in time. That's a round win for eUnited. Clayster lives long enough to call in the fighter pilot, and in the 3v1 is able to get it done. That's eUnited with the look at him. He's like, I'm lining him up, baby.
Bro, and he made eye contact with him. That player walked straight past him, looked him in the eye, and was like, you know what? You call on your streaks, I'll kill you in a minute. And then obviously both players felt, no, he didn't actually see him clearly, just in case the sarcasm wasn't obvious enough for you. But either way, huge clutch right there from Clayster.
That is one that you have to keep in the back of your head. And you think earlier, Chance, when he planted for those streaks, and we said, was that worth it? At the end of the day, they kind of just trade rounds 1 for 1 with how it all played on out. Again, Splyce will focus this B site, and that's a first blood from Clayster with an SMG up against the AR of Tommy. You cannot lose that gunfight if you're Tommy.
Yeah, and everyone says that the subs are bad in this game. People are crazy. Either way, though, Bomb is still down, so Splyce not in the worst of positions. They have ammo control, of course. The flank pressure is going to be there. Pristini shows himself, and he wins the gunfight as well, so a lot of sub kills coming in. Pretty huge stuff. Arcee's on the backside, just expecting Jerd to push out. Bance is by himself, and Bance is being very, very smart right here. 19 seconds, but he's going to not even get the kill. Gets traded out, so Bance trying to do whatever he could, but 1v4, not much cooking.
Wow. Nice little round there from Clay. Again, a difference maker so far this map. He's 7-3, and he's all smiles. As eUnited, apparently, just don't play London Docks hardpoint first map. Give yourself a chance to go up, maybe win a series, and then you're good with the S&D.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say, but again, as mentioned earlier before, eUnited, as long as they fix their search and destroy, they should have a very nice tournament under their belts. But of course, got to keep it going. It is not over yet, and Clayster very aggressive. Actually, quite a few players very aggressive in the middle map instead of going for that B control. So now they're pushing through on the flank, but they might have been just a little bit too slow because Clayster first-blooded once again. Pristini trying to do some damage with the bomb, but now the situation on St. Marie, you don't have B control, you don't have the man advantage, so you're spread out. You got to make some crazy plays here.
Pristini gets Tommy and actually gets out with his life, so that should be a quick rotation for the side of eUnited. One thing to point out, it's actually kind of funny to see, I'm just looking at our stats from Dallas, eUnited didn't even play St. Marie S&D once. So this is their first time in a LAN setting where they've really had a chance to play that at a major CWL event.
Well, now the decision from them is play as split as possible. Mad Cat's going to be semi-responsible for B.
Are they loud?
Obviously, they are not checking. I don't know if they're loud.
I don't know. Yeah, right?
Question.
Oh, they're going to call it a fighter pilot. And this, I mean, it doesn't get much easier than this for Mad Cat, right? They know this last guy's got to be here. They have no idea. This is winnable. This is winnable for Frosini, and not only is this key, if he even just gets 1 kill, he earns 2 streaks.
Well, Frosini, he's going for the ace.
And he's
going for the 1v2 clutch, and he does have Mountain. That player doesn't notice him. He is not going on the hunt, so Frosini has to be concerned about bomb. So Seas goes in for the check, has the gunfight against Bance, and now he knows exactly where both of them are.
Oh!
Mad Cat, though, with the beamer, with that STG, shuts him down, shuts down the streaks, keeping Splyce's dream alive. They're trying to go up 2-0 in the series.
I thought he was going to get away with his life there, Chance.
Even if he does, though, what are you going to do? Bomb's playing on the right side. You got to peek from up top. Mad Cat's just going to stare at it. It's a very rough spot, but I mean, again, it would have been nuts if he pulled it off, but very difficult.
If he jumps out either side of courtyard or street, they hear his legs break. You know, they had him dead to rights, but still a close round that could have gone in eUnited's favor as Frosini tried to make the heroics happen. Still a close game, though. 4-3. Splyce again. They're focusing towards B, but look at this pressure from eUnited. They stack 4 on the site, and Splyce actually recognized that perfectly. They give it up right away and rotate towards the A area.
Yeah, and the hit markers you just saw on your screen, we saw them using the tab and gas earlier. That's armored. If you have armored, you walk straight through it, no problem. So eUnited very aggressive to try and take control of the B site, which is sometimes what you have to do on defense. You don't want to give away free wins, but of course, it is going to be Splyce that bounces back, and they're, all right, if you're at B, we'll just go plan A. Got the 4v4.
4 versus 4. 35 seconds left in the round, proceeding with first blood. eUnited looking to develop mainly towards this mid-street and barn side of the map. They know Tommy's in middle somewhere. Jerd evening the numbers back out to a 3v3. 25 seconds remaining. Mad Cat with the trade, but Silly's there as well to even it back out. Clayster and Silly each find 1 more, and that's a round win for eUnited.
Yeah, that's actually really crazy. It's worth pointing out Mad Cat did get streaks off of that, so similar situation over by A. They get the bomb down and they get streaks, but don't win the round, as happened to Clayster earlier. Either way, though, I mean, you got, what, 2 streaks in your back pocket? You got to win 3 rounds, so still Splyce, they need a little bit of magic on their side to make something crazy happen.
There's been a couple rounds, Chance, that you look at, and that's one of them where you think, Splyce, you've got to win that. Thankfully, you mentioned they have streaks. 5-3 in favor of eUnited. And what is this setup right now, Chance? eUnited sending 3 towards B, but is this a decoy towards this site to let them go ahead and play a sneaky plan? Is this something that they learned from the cadets? Is this a cadet strat?
I have no idea if this is a cadet strat. I was thinking it might be something of a streak bait if the players that were at B had Mountain, but Frosini did it. He goes up top, he's completely by himself and gets first blooded. And now the bomb's over at A, but do you realistically want to plant in a 3v4 in this situation?
Hey, I think it worked. I think they didn't see them crossing. Look, Jerd thinks no one's crossed A yet. Instead, it's Clayster with the sniper. 3 versus 3.
Well, that explains that. Clayster's looking for more picks as well. He's got bomb in his hands. His teammates just have to watch the cross.
Perfect.
And you see Arcees. He's got the flank completely by himself, has the map cut off, and Splyce, it looks like actually they're going to try and burn in streaks, but the Mountain coming in, they have no idea where they are. Arcee's watching flank, gets 1 kill. Clayster's still in full control, misses the shot, but knows where Bance is in. Still just 14 seconds left. This might just be our game. Bance trying to go crazy, picks up 2, but still that 3rd is just too far away. And there you go, Clayster with the snipe and the Mountain strats on deck.
eUnited looking so much better in S&D this weekend compared to the CWL Dallas Open. The practice has paid off up to this point. And Chance, they looked in full control there, especially at the end. Loved that setup defending that A-bomb. Basically impenetrable as long as Arcees wins 1 gunfight on the flank. eUnited and Splyce, we knew it was going to be a great series, and I'm very happy to say we're tied up 1-1 in our best of 5. If you leave the stream right now, I'm going to say it, you're an idiot. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, it's Game 3 of our best of 5 between EU and NA.
fantastic games all already. Of course, the matchup on Alpha not disappointing. That one tied at 1-1. But we've had some things going on elsewhere, which maybe a surprise, maybe some not so surprise. I do want to touch on that FaZe matchup that we saw. They do take the game 5. They won it convincingly 6-1. Revan wasn't really that close.
Yeah, I mean, when we were tuning into that game, it just seemed like eUnited did not have a plan when it came to London Docs Search and Destroy. They were playing a little bit timid, and they allowed to FaZe to do whatever FaZe wanted to do.
They definitely did. Speaking of close search and destroys, you see this one ended a few moments ago over on the Bravo stream, up to gaming 1-0 up in the series. But as you can see, Vitality 5-4 up here in map 2. USS Texas Search and Destroy. There was a pretty slow round, to say the least there, Jack, but once that first blood comes through, Vitality, such a good search and destroy squad. And
what was that challenge?
One thing I will say, at the beginning of this game, me and Revan were watching, Formal missing a lot of very easy snipes that you would expect him to get, then was able to come back into this game a little bit, but when push came to shove, Revan, Vitality all over up to gaming.
And you know, granted, Formal does have 3 first bloods at this point in the game, but I got to give credit to Malls. I think the guy has been playing incredibly well for Vitality inside the hard point. He plays the objective and he still finds success at it. Here in Search and Destroy, of course, you see him at 8-5. I think I'm sold on this Vitality team. I think they're a solid contender.
I feel like every time we watch them, Jack, more and more people say, yeah, all right, they're going up my power rankings.
Don't forget, this is a team that they only lost map 1 by 10 seconds. Yeah. And now they're about to win this S&D versus Optic Gaming. If they're not the real deal in your head right now, you're kind of lost. And
that's where I think CTF could get pretty scary. Of course, we'll keep you updated, but once again, to reiterate, you can watch this game exclusively on the Bravo stream. And to my point earlier on, Formal did heat up with a sniper rifle, but sadly, not enough. Vitality took map 2, 6-4. They level things up 1 map apiece. But as we said, the Alpha matchup, of course, eUnited versus Splyce. There, a look at how things have developed so far. 250 to 109. Splyce win map 1. eUnited bounce back 6-3. But for now, we can set it over to capture the flag on London Docks.
Let's get it started, folks. Capture the flag, London Docks. eUnited played this earlier. And I'll be honest, Chance, I've never had so little talk about a cast. I mean, it was 4-0, 80 seconds in.
Yeah, well, if you want to talk about something, they've actually played this map before. Worth pointing out, actually, RC's just picked up what was a pretty nice 3-piece, and it looks like the flag ended up getting returned or whatever just happened. Jerd, by the way, just got fully streaked out, so very nice start. But what I was going to say, these two teams played this map against each other before. eUnited ended up winning 3-2. But if you remember back, I said they played London Docks Hardpoint as well. I said eUnited won that one, and Splyce just dominated. So just expect it to be a very close game.
Expect the unexpected. It's all we can take away from this one. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left inside one. A nice little stun trying to slow down that flag runner. It gives Tommy enough time to get fair, and he'll go ahead and dive right on through to return that flag. So we will remain at a 0-0 scoreline. We did see, what, one streak used there by Jerd, which was the glide bomb to ensure that they at least cover the one lane.
Yeah, has to ensure the streak to save the flag, but it's also going to allot them some time to pour on a lot of pressure. You see Mad Catz working this lower street, and they've got players stacked up in barrels, so once they get another kill or two, they're going to be in a great spot to get that flag pool.
Well, Splyce, they did wind up taking that first respawn. Then they dropped the S&D. Let's go ahead and do an Astro listen in with the squad as they look for their first cap.
Just chill, just chill.
Yeah, they're probably gone. Are we doing far?
I'm going low, I'm going low.
I one's gate.
Right, chill.
Pristine.
I'm low.
Someone from far.
He's hit gate, he's gone back gate.
I'm holding your low, Jed.
You got flamethrower there? Yeah, I know.
One's low, Docs. I can't challenge him, nading him. There's 2-1 mid challenging me, I'm staying alive, I need help. He's pushing me. He's pushing me.
In fire. One shot,
boxes now.
He's killing me.
Stay alive. There's one boxes.
Behind me on the flag.
He's stunned though, he's stunned.
He's stunned, yeah, we might have time, yeah?
Are we straight?
Yeah, fire pilot. They're gonna go low with this into docks. Anything gate?
One, can't see him. He's that cold truck, dead. 2 in fire. No, gate in fire. Gate dead. Nice, last guy fire.
He's gone flag, dead.
Nice, get the ready, I'm pushing up.
I'm gonna hit cold.
One's already on spawn,
Wait until they'll spawn.
Naded their flag. He's 2 on their flag, they stun me.
I'm playing B then.
Someone get back.
One. One. I'm flag, last.
Oh, I need help.
Back room. Just go.
That was one shot. Just run.
4 dead still.
Yeah, nice play, Ben.
All dead still.
Hold gate cross still.
2 up now.
Just hold the cross. Keep going, hold that.
I'm going into fire.
Anyone got beer?
Not yet, nope.
Oh wait, one away dead.
No, this one's not the flag.
Could go small.
He's on, heady one shot.
Go, Ben, go.
Come back.
Nice.
I'm on a streak,
Stay alive, Ben, don't change anything.
Go low.
I'm gonna need hellfire.
One's low on me, low. He's there side low, right train.
That's one back, useless.
Is he not gone in yet, no?
Splyce 1, eUnited 0. What stuck out for you there, Chance?
Well, the communication was on point. So a lot of these teams for Media Day have to do just interviews as a team. I was lucky enough to sit in on Splyce's, and I asked guys, what's the most impressive thing about your team that never gets talked about? And they said their communication. That was it. And you just heard in that Astro listen, and there was no wasted words. There was nothing boring call-outs, nothing weird coming in. Every single bit of information was useful. They were very calm the entire time. We jumped into their comms right after the flag gets returned on them, and it seems like, you know, a wasted opportunity. Completely neutral about it, still playing every situation to their best of their ability. Very calm. They're up 1-0, and I mean, just the players across the board. 3 of the most experienced players in Europe of all time, and then Vance isn't as experienced, but he's the most winningest scout player for Europe.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually writing down some notes while Jared had called in his fighter pilot, and in the moment his fighter pilot was out in those 3 seconds, I wasn't even watching, but his call-outs were so precise that I could name and envision where every United player was not only on the map, but where they were looking and where they were running, and little do we have it, Splyce gets a 4-piece on him moments after. It's the little things like that that make all the difference. Flag pulled again here for eUnited. This will be a capture. They're about to go up 2-0, Chance, at the end of side 1.
Yeah, it's actually kind of insane of how fast things can happen on this map, of where it's very tense, 50-50 split, and then as soon as one team touches a flag, it's just, you know, 10 seconds later the cap comes in. But similar to what we saw on the London Docks hardpoint, all 4 players across the board for Splyce performing incredibly well, working perfectly together as a team. And then United, I think it was Pristini, he was what, triple negative, and again, you pointed out in the hardpoint, there's not a single player that can afford to have a bad game against competition this good.
Nope, you cannot give Splyce a chance to, you know, shut down one of the players on your team. Arcides, we've talked about how some of the role switches so far might be affecting him for worse than better, and we'll see how he does the rest of this weekend. Pristini, 4-12 off the break of this map, triple negative. He's going to be a key difference maker if eUnited want to come back in this map.
Yeah, of course, eUnited, it's a bit of a rough spot being down 2 flags, but the side they're on, if they can force Splyce back into that underground spawn, they can trap him in there and just get flag cap after flag cap. So this is why on London Docks, you see some pretty high-scoring games every now and again. Of course, doing against Splyce is much easier said than done. And of course, right now, it looks like eUnited doing the smart thing. You see number 4 in your minimap, Arcees. He's wrapping back because they knew Mad Cat. Nice. He was able to push through the setup. So that means eUnited doing a great job in communication as well, counting players. And if someone's missing, they make sure they find them and they establish where the open lanes are. Of course, as I say that, Tommy manages to get behind 2 players inside of barrels, slows down that push.
And look at that. Mad Cat pinches Cole, kills Clayster, which stops any chance of a pull now from eUnited. Arcides dead. That will be 4 removed from the push, which Splyce now knows. Let's go ahead and fly on up the map. Jerd with a key engagement win as he'll go ahead and get control of this back box. Thankfully for eUnited, you actually see Arcides spawn at that top side because you already had Tommy pushing lower docks. So in the end, not a flag pull yet. 3.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and of course, willing to mention, I'm pretty sure Bance had at least 2 streaks still in his back pocket. So Splyce, obviously a lot of things, or all 3, there you go, going to be working in their favor. So eUnited, they desperately need to get some flag pulls very quickly just to start burning some streaks. Then you get rid of those, then you get flag caps on board.
What are your thoughts right now? At Dallas, we didn't, I mean, maybe I'm mistaken, but I feel like we did not see many people running flamethrower in CTF. I thought we saw much more artillery and mortar. Are they forgetting to change? Is it a new meta that I might be missing out on? I don't know.
No, I mean, in CTF, admittedly, it can be a bit weird, but you get the flamethrower once, you can keep it pretty much all game. If you sit inside of fire or barrels and you get someone near you, which you can force close engagements, you're guaranteed kills. You might still die and get traded out, but still guaranteed kills. Last a long time, so not a bad pickup at all. You can do a lot of damage with it. Bance, I think, has even picked up a 3-piece with the flamethrower in this tournament. Either way, though, still, it's eUnited being turtled up in their base. They got 2.5 minutes left, but things are so difficult. And you see Tommy right now at the bottom right playing sneaky, and he's just going to be a nuisance. So earlier, eUnited was wrapping back, sending multiple people to attack these players, but now they can only allot 1 person to do it because they got to get flag pulls.
And that lower spawn that Pristini just got is going to give him the heads up that, whoa, someone's in our base. Why did I spawn near our flag? It is Tommy Who's going to go for this pull? 2 players on eUnited alive. Make that 1. It's all up to Clayster to get this stop. Not going to happen. This will be another capture for Splyce and chance for me. That's it for eUnited in this map.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like eUnited did anything tragically wrong. They just, you know, a couple plays went Splyce's way, and Splyce made the best of every situation they were allotted. You see Tommy on the overextension just sits and spawn, which he can afford to do. eUnited can't afford to rat back, at least not more than 1 player, because they have to go get flag pulls just because they're down on time.
Goodness.
So just, again, everything going right for Splyce.
Jerd somehow lives to get 2 kills there. Another pull. This will be another capture. 4-0 now for Splyce. Silly, 7 and 17. I mean, chance. eUnited, it just seems like so far we've seen them play, what, 3, 4 respawns in this tournament? 4 now? And 3 of them, they've had someone that's just had a really rough map.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not good looks. Again, I think Revan probably hit the nail on the head. When you have a meta shift and players start to switch up roles, there's a wiggle room period. Obviously, by the time you get to the tournament on the main stage against the best team you're going to see, you want to have your stuff together. Either way, though, Splyce, if you want to just talk about positives instead of negatives, all 4 players, again, playing out of their minds.
Another set of streaks earned by Tommy. Bance still using this flamethrower to lock down this mid-beer area. He's got a fighter pilot as well. This is a statement game from Splyce there as you've got everyone still positive on Splyce. eUnited just get completely mopped. I've casted 2 London Docks CTFs and they are not close.
The alpha action, of course, we'll keep that on the 2 box to the left-hand side, but it's the right-hand side. Pool B, Optic Gaming versus Vitality. 1:20 left in that one. And Vitality, we're actually up 2 flags to 1, and you can see them actually running a flag as well. Optic Gaming need to be careful because this series is tied at 1-1. The game on the left, of course, that will come to a conclusion. Splyce comfortably cruise through to victory. They will be 2-1 up in that series. Look to now go full screen with Optic Gaming versus Vitality. Revan, I know you've been watching this one exclusively. It looks like Riskin could be in a good spot to potentially get the flag, but no, counter cap coming potentially through, or I should say a stalemate situation coming through from Karma.
Yeah, Karma was sneaking around in bunker. He was able to find a kill. This should be a flag cap for Optic Gaming. There you go. They take the lead. Not sure if it will be GG just yet. 40 seconds still left to play. Yeah, Scump has the rally. I'm not sure if anybody on Vitality has streaks or anything to slow this one down, but it was actually Vitality who started this game up 2-0 in flag. So yeah. Optic Gaming able to come back, rally 3, now 4 in a row. I think Vitality may actually kick themselves after this map, to be completely honest. They were up 2-0, to your point. Optic Gaming, 4 flags in a row, unreturned from Vitality. Really just kind of falling asleep a little bit there in the second half, but Optic back to their winning ways. It looked a little dangerous there for them, Chance, but all in all, they get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, full credit for Optic for clutching up when it matters most. Obviously, the 4-2 scoreline does not tell the story of that game at all. But even in the hard point, Optic Gaming clutches up exactly when they needed to. But, of course, the opposite side of the story is Vitality. Again, just to firmly establish in your minds, if you don't believe us yet, absolutely the real deal. Yeah, most definitely are, and I'm curious to see how they will shift in so many people's power rankings. Obviously, after Dallas, I think there was a little bit of an increase, but you never know. If they keep playing like this, they may increase even further. But again, to touch now on the game on Alpha, Revan, I do want to get your opinions on that one. Splyce, eUnited, how do you see this series concluding now? I think Splyce is a very talented team, and I do think they're going to win this series. Okay. In fact, I have Splyce winning the entire tournament. I had that much faith in these guys. I mean, and normally I'm the one, going against these European teams, but I have a lot of faith in Splyce. For so many years, you've gone against Europe. This guy, is that actually the first time I think you've ever said that they might actually win a major? Especially on North American soil. It's something you don't see. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. He never really says that. So with Revan saying that he thinks Splyce could take the whole thing, Jack, where are you currently sitting? Are you kind of similar to that, or do you think there could be maybe some other hurdles they're going to have to go over?
They have looked electric in respawn so far. And I will say, we've seen teams in the past be electric at respawns, but struggle in search. We already saw that so far this series. If this goes to Game 5, eUnited win. If Splyce win this, then obviously it's over here. So put it there. Quick math. Good job. Listen, there's a reason why I'm on this desk more. For your mathematical ability. Yeah, I'm probably going to go ahead and say that might not be it, but Splyce versus eUnited as it stands. Splyce 2-1 up. eUnited's back against the wall as they desperately try and fight through here on St. Mary du Mont hardpoint. Chance, you went to point something out to me from your notebook. What is it? What's the stat people at home need to hear?
I've said it a lot of times. These guys have played this map before. The last time it was Splyce winning 250 to 134, and Bance and Tommy absolutely went off. But every time I've said that so far in the series, the opposite team ends up winning. So, hey, maybe we're good for a game 5. And also worth pointing out, a couple different pistols we're seeing.
Yeah, people go ahead and bringing on out, what, the PO8, trying some different things out. Right now, it is 16-5 in favor of eUnited. Nice challenge there from Tommy to get the 2-piece. For you, Chance, from what you've seen so far in respawns, we talked about the communication from Splyce. I mean, I think every single player overall is positive as well in slang, just across the board up to this point. What does that do for a team when you can rely on everyone to just win the engagements they need to a majority of the time?
I mean, it's wonderful, right? You're playing almost flawless Call of Duty. There's no one dragging you down. No one really has to go crazy to clutch up for any particular reason because everyone's going to be there. And there you go. That's the weird pistols. He's rocking the dualies. He's got, what, duelist on. Gives you double pistols, and well, I've heard a little bit of chatter about this. Did not expect to see it in respawn, but those are very nice weapons to have in your back pocket.
Didn't expect to see it maybe even this early in the tournament, but you know what? eUnited do not want to drop this series. It's time to bring out some of the tricks up their sleeve. Splyce still flooding the front here. Here it is again from Clay as he pushes on in. Unfortunately, the Akimbo pistol's not going to be shown off there. Arcity starts this game 12-2, fully streaked out almost instantly as he was 7-0 on that first hill. Wow. 13-2 from Arcity's most time in the hill in the game, and he's going to streak towards this new hard point right away.
Yeah, and this is obviously massive, not only getting streaks, but the problem for eUnited is someone's been slacking off, if not 2 people in the respawn. So Arcity's like, all right, guys, I will do everything for you. You don't even have to worry about getting kills. I will get them all. So started off hot, like 7-0 or something along those lines, and immediately he's back on another 5 streak, calling in the streaks, trying to open up, and there you go. He's got the steady aim dually pistols. I'm telling you, they are actually nasty. Again, you have to be someone as good as Clayster to make it work, but so far, not so bad.
Right now, what we're seeing from Arcities is he's re-earning his next streaks by using his old streak. So he was 25 points off a fighter pilot. He used his fighter pilot to earn another fighter pilot, and then he used his glide bomb to earn another glide bomb, and now he's probably going to use another streak to earn himself the artillery. Okay, no, it's finally dead, but either way, it was just a never-ending train of score streaks right there for Arcities. He's why his team is up 80-25. As they right now have earned themselves a 1-minute lead.
Okay, I know Arcee's having a great game, eUnited as well, but still the pistols right now are blowing my mind. I'm pretty sure Clayster's running them as the primary. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's just straight up turning around, not bothering with the PPSH at all. Doesn't even have an AR in the back pocket for long-range situations. He straight up is like, I'm good enough with dually pistols to win this game. And so far, he's right.
Here he goes as, again, Clay running those pistols. The first time we've seen that in Call of Duty World War II competitive on the main stage. Something you can now, take a page out of his book. As people at home, they're going to search rank play later tonight, and everyone's going to be using akimbo pistols.
Oh, dear God. I mean, the question for me is, like, will this work if Arcee's isn't 20-5?
Right,
but
right.
This is insane. This is the weirdest thing we've seen in World War II, I think.
If this game continues, to stay close, Arcities could be on point for 60 kills. To put in perspective, he's got 21, Mad Cat has 4. Clayster's running 2 pistols, and he's got 3 times Mad Cat's kill.
And it's like they're doing it against Splyce. Like, he's doing it against Splyce. He's doing it against Splyce when they're down. Maybe he was doing so terribly with normal guns, he was like, all right, I got to pull out the pistols, the pocket strats, but again, this is ridiculous.
As right now, it's 101-39 at the end of our first rotation. Arcity's not slowing down by any means. 22-6, 47 seconds in the hard point. As they're just going to contest for the moment. Great job by Bristini to wait for, Silly to distract from the front courtyard side. Bance gets 2. Silly just got team killed by Clayster's pistols. As now it will be Splyce in control of the hill for the moment.
Yeah, Splyce trying to make that comeback. Of course, Bance is going to be on that 6th streak as well. And again, as mentioned before, it was Bance on this map against eUnited that was able to get streaks, got the hot start that kind of blew open the game for Splyce, but now just trying to claw their way back in.
This is the difference right here. Can they kill Arcities? Will they get the spawns for this next hard point? Forget about the scrap time. There's a chance for a full 60, and streaks now earned there as well. I believe that was Bance, who's 15-3.
Yeah, and of course that flamethrower is actually pretty huge on this map. If they go back to that center hill, Vance can just own it himself. And of course, Streaks being invested, trying to help get these spawns on the other side, but it's going to be one called in for each team. So now it comes down to the gunfights. Those are going to get split as well, but now Splyce, actually, they have the pinch. If these two players take their time, they're going to be in a good spot, but they run straight into the pistols, which clearly, I mean, it's almost like a mini shot.
Can we go back to Clay? Can we go back to Clay for the moment? Look, Fighter Pilot coming in. Oh, he should be killed off. Oh, no, he'll stay alive for another moment. Still rocking. The akimbo pistols won't work out there. 123 to 74. I mean, he's not doing terribly with them. Do you think he'd be doing better if he ran his normal weapon right now? I can't really tell.
I mean, instinct says yes, but that's just because he's running dual-wield pistols. And,
yeah,
like, you literally don't see that. But, hey, his nades are doing all right as well. But I do think there is something to be said that if you have RCDs doing this well as an individual, the score gap probably needs to be a little bit higher, but still semi-comfortable lead. And, of course, though, Splyce trying to get the spawns for the next hill. They have them so far. They have Streaks in their back pocket. So, again, they get the full 60, obviously right back in this game.
140 to 82. Splyce on the rotation. Set up now for this next hard point. Pristini trying to go for the spawns. It's 4 dead now for eUnited, and they've got to flood the front door. Splyce know this. They're set up for it. Mad Cat waiting for players to peek this corner. It's not going to happen yet as RCDs gets 2, and now it's time for the eUnited flood, but Mad Cat has something to say about it as he shuts down 3 on his own.
That's a bold challenge as well. Silly pretty much needed to get that kill, but there you go. RC's actually with the nade takes him down, so no more Streaks going to come in, and that flamethrower has just a very small amount of gas left in that tank. Either way, though, Splyce again, right back in this game. 1 hill was literally all they needed. RC just out. You see why the man has 31 kills.
Did you just see that? He was getting shot at by 2 people, and not only killed the first, but then snapped him headshot on the second. He's on fire right now. More than, what, 10 kills than second highest in the lobby.
I don't know, though. Clay might have at this point already, but if he has, pretty sure you got to put the pistols away. Pristini, though, trying to step it up just a little bit as well, getting that early time as well. Glazer, PPSK kills in the kill.
You're right, you're right.
No, I'm terrible right now. Pistols throw me off, man.
I just keep wanting to see what's happening with it. I can't really tell if he's doing that good or bad. He's 18 and 26. It's like he got mad at his team and he's trying to throw the game away, but apparently RCD's is hard carrying. Clayster challenging. Clayster removing the enemies with the akimbo pistols. I mean, look at how small that hip fire spread is. He's mapping people right now. He's still got an SMG. He's still got kills. It's 170 to 135. eUnited holding on to this lead.
Yeah, and I think Streaks are almost on board for Clayster. I know Pristini was getting kind of close as well, so just things to keep in the back of your mind, and it looks like he actually did not get those. But again, if you're ever going to run the dual pistols, make sure you have steady aim on them. That is incredibly important. Just, you know, pointing that out before you go crazy in your ranked games or whatever it may be. But I don't know, man. They're looking good. Clayster, first one in the hill. Gets the flamethrower, and there you go. Plenty of gas in the tank. Gets the guaranteed kills. Trades his own life out after death, post-mortem. But Splyce still in a decent spot. They got Tommy up top.
Oh, here we go again. The retake now with the pistols. Nade comes in, maps Tommy right there. The fire rate cap is gone. You know, when you've got those duels on, it's incredible just how damage you can put down range.
Yeah, it's just, again, completely ridiculous. It's completely throwing me off the cast. Like, you just don't know what to expect to see. Of course, though, eUnited, they got the Streaks in the back pocket. They got pistol kills that are just ripping through people. Vance pulls out the flamethrower of his own, but eUnited got, what, 30, 40-point lead, and they currently have spawns, but Splyce able to sneak through over them on the left side.
Clayster's here, though. Pistols say bye-bye to 1. Jerd, though, ready for it. Clayster was very loud right there as he turned that corner. 40-second difference right now. Splyce not out of it, but they have not been able to kind of chip through into this lead.
Pristini not even going to find that one, doesn't get the kills traded out. So again, you see the effectiveness of the flamethrower. It is an incredibly powerful score streak, but hey, if they got one, Clayster has one too, gets that kill. You're pushing out with a flamethrower. Literally no one's going to be able to get through this without dying, so you're going to have to trade these kills out. But eUnited going to stay inside the hill, going to rack up more points. This is going to be 30 seconds on board for eUnited. They're not going to win the game here, but Splyce, they got their work cut out for them.
RCDs is 43 and 15 on another 6 streak, more score streaks earned. Yeah, eUnited's winning this map because of him right now. Simple as that.
I mean, there you go. That's a 6 streak. What? He opened the game on a 6 or 7 streak. Has 7 now. Is probably going to end up getting 8 the way he's killing. He actually just takes down Clayster because you might as well at this point get as many kills on the map as possible. But incredibly streaky player, has the least deaths in the lobby, most points, and well, he's doing pretty well on hill time. He has been Mr. Do-It-All.
And he's watching the front door push as well. Man, Cat, that's not going to work, pal. You're not winning a gunfight versus R-Cities if you're both full health right now. Simple as that. Glide bomb now comes in. Jerd in the hard point. Jerd removed. This should be it. eUnited now 4 seconds away. He calls in the artillery. He wants 50, but there's not enough time. We're going to a game 5 between eUnited and Splyce. The series between Europe and NA has not disappointed at all.
Well, that was definitely an interesting one. Completely agree with you there, Jack. I mean, Revan, Clay's always been one to kind of think outside the box. He's been an innovative player, if you will, but I mean, that was interesting.
Yeah, not only was he finding success with the pistols, you got to think about how that's playing on the mental game of Splyce. I mean, it's got to be quite frustrating to die constantly by dual pistol.
Triggering. I would be so...
I'd probably rage quit.
I would be tilted. Yeah, like quit the game. Like you've never seen that before. It comes out and it's working successfully, and then on top of that, you have RC's playing like a monster. Like, I'd have been tilted out of my mind.
And it's not like he didn't play well. 35 kills there, I think.
It wasn't also Clay one of the guys way back in Black Ops 2? That was a big reason why we had the Akimbo Pistols banned as well with that FAL.
Him and Rambo.
Yeah, so the man's got a history of using those Akimbo Pistols. You know what? I feel like it's probably on the verge of happening again here.
Wouldn't surprise me. But, I mean, he made it look easy, Chance. He did.
Yeah, I mean, Clayster, again, got to give all the credit in the world. I think even in Black Ops 2, pulled out like a crossbow for some weird pocket strat. So I love when these players want to think outside the box and pull out these creative strats.
It's worth mentioning, that crossbow strat, Search and Destroy raid, blow up the white van. Oh, that was a fantastic strat. Like I said, he's always wanted to think outside the box, and we got a prime example of it right there. For now, that we can jump into the game on the Charlie station. Of course, this Echo Fox versus Complexity.
Am I the only one that always finds it funny watching Parasite play for Complexity? After he went on that run with Rico Impact and at Anaheim. Yeah. It's Complexity. No, I always find it a little funny.
Hey, you know what? Past is a past. Now it's time to create a new legacy. Will this be the next dynasty in Call of Duty? I'm going to answer my own question. No. But maybe they could win one.
You never know.
One event.
You never know. Nagafem was playing very well earlier on. But you got to play well all the time. That's the problem. And Naga currently struggling a little bit here in the Search and Destroy, sitting at 2 and 6 for Echo Fox, though. And of course, they're already 1-0 up in the series as they look to close out the Search and Destroy, extend that lead to 2 maps to 0. And it's looking good that potentially they can go up another round there. That's now going to be a 5-3 lead. Revan, Complexity just not really bringing too much of that search.
I mean, it looks like Fellows got tricks to use. You got to figure this next round is the round to use them. Play for that open B bomb site and try to work around those streaks. Try to find the early kills. Not sure if Echo Fox know that Fellow has these streaks to work with, or if they're just going to play standard and run mountain. But it could be used to open up some lanes on the map.
Just to update everyone real quick on some of the other games going on. Optic Gaming versus Vitality. We're bouncing in and out of that one. Optic did close that out 3 maps to 1. So still unbeaten as well. Envy 1-0 up against Epsilon. We'll keep you updated with how that one goes on the Delta station.
I was going to say they had streaks, but they went to the closed-off bomb site with the bomb. So they did that on purpose, of course. Didn't know at the time Assault had streaks of his own. Maybe that was their concern overall. But now Felon is in a spot where he has to burn them. If you don't use them and you lose the game, you're going to be criticized just for not trying. But if he burns them all here and they get nothing, then obviously it's even more difficult to make this comeback.
Yeah, I think you just hide in the back. Maybe every 15 seconds, you know, you might think about calling in that streak and get some info.
And bear in mind, Fellow wasn't using Mountain there, so they actually know where Fellow is. So we'll see if he's going to be able to use any more of those streaks. It's really just coming down to the mental game of who's going to use what streak and who's going to get the advantage. Still 4 versus 4, 37 seconds left. Looks as if a bomb may go down here.
Wow. I think Fellow still has his mortar strike, so yeah, there you go. I was going to say, once they know they've crossed, he should just drop it on down. Again, trying to dodge more and more. 5 streaks used in this round. Fellow.
He just saw him. He didn't. That could be big. 2 players in front of him, not going to be able to find it. Aqua with the instant trade. Now you have yourself 3 versus 3, 12 seconds left. Like, if you're going to plant, you kind of have to go now, but 8 seconds left. Is he going to be able to cross to the bomb? No, he's not. Parasite knows. Just stay alive. You don't even need to peek. But managed to go for all those kills. Oh my God, no!
That was scary.
That could have been a pretty big choke.
If you're wondering why we're freaking out, is because they knew there was not enough time to plant. All they needed to do was just keep one person running away. Assault two-piece the other teammates, and Saints had Parasite weak. If there's one more second in that round,
I think Parasite dies.
yeah.
Parasite, after you pick up that kill and the player crosses the bomb, all you need to do is turn around and go hide in docks. Your other teammate's playing for info. There's no time left to plant the bomb.
I mean, you could literally just stand still behind statue.
Yeah,
you don't even need to move.
It was almost like they were playing so far ahead that they were trying to play around getting enough score to have defense in round 11. And they, if anything, just backfired as they gave up nearly 3 kills.
Almost colossally backfired there, but they do win the round, and now they look to try and level it up and forcing round 11 here. We'll see if they're going to be able to do so. Staying on board with Parasite. Of course, currently sitting at 7-6. He's had a good start to World War II individually. Now, can he try and get a good placement to go with it?
All right, spots one inside fire, and whenever you're playing on those statue stairs and search and you don't have an active presence near this window right here, it kind of feel a little bit uneasy, but he spots for info, finds one on the bomb site. There's first blood going to Facento. Now Study here to try to follow it up. Now, Study with the FG, why is he not playing on the window, looking over Parasite as he pushes in, or reverse the roles because Study has the bomb and he's going towards the site?
And then why is the first player pushing in, trying to go on bomb with the SDG before clearing everything out? So it's just not good gun utilization here, and now they have wasted a lot of time, but Fellow gets an incredibly important kill, but 20 seconds left. What are you going to do?
Trades come through, 2 versus 2. Fellow is with Study here, so, I mean, although there isn't a lot of time, you expect the bomb to potentially go down, but Fellow gets caught. Study has to challenge, finds the pick. 11 seconds left. It's Study versus Saints, 1 versus 1, and Saints comes in from behind and will find that pick. Echo Fox now 2-0 up in that series. Looking good to close it out there, Jack.
Wow. Echo Fox, a must-win series for them. As you remember, we saw them play earlier today versus eUnited in that pool of death, and it did not go in their favor there. Cole, they had that first map win over Splyce. We're like, wow, look at complexity, and now they've lost 5 straight.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that's rough.
Around, and I mean, these are vets on this complexity team. I'm not too worried for them moving forward in this game. I feel like they're only going to get better as the tournament goes on.
Completely agree, but they need to try and speed that process of improving up at least a little bit. For now, though, we can go back over to our alpha game. Splyce versus eUnited, a game 5. It's just about to get underway. Search and destroy on Ardennes Forest. Of course, here's a look at how the series has played out thus far. And it's been an absolutely cracking one with Clayster bringing out the trick book in the last map. Now the question, what has he got for that game 5 Search and Destroy? Without further ado, let's head over to Search and Destroy on Ardennes Forest.
It's already a little bit underway, and this round, actually, it's Tommy in a 1 versus 3. As the United look to go up 1-0, they will, and chances before we even hop into the rest of this game, you pointed out something in your notebook. These teams have faced off on this map before. What was the round count?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. On this map, Splyce ended up winning 6-4. So very close game, but I think I'm, what, 0 for 3 or something like that? Like every single time it's like, hey, this team won last time, and then they end up losing. So not trying to jinx anything, just, you know, pointing out consistencies. But either way, that was the case. eUnited, though, we also pointed out that Search and Destroy was their flaw, and if they fix it, they are going to have a fantastic tournament. So if they win this, clear indication they fix their Search and Destroy, and beating Splyce is obviously a massive victory for them.
At CWL Dallas, eUnited had a 0% win rate on this map in game mode combination. We'll see if that changes up here. Clayster trying to watch that A-cross. He'll fall on back, and he's got the sniper. So this is an easy hold for him as long as he can hit his shots. No one wanted to get first blooded on either side, and as I say that, it's Bance who drops first.
God, and it's just like the roll. Oh my God, the Car 98 is so good. It's so ridiculously good. Like, you just black scope everything and you just don't miss, and Clayster's nasty, but hey, what do you know?
Clayster with 2 already this round, and they say, you know what, we know Clay's sniping at this back, you know, cabin heady. Let's go ahead and still push towards him 1 by 1 to give him the best chance at a sniper ace.
The problem for him there is he tried to hard scope, which with sniping you can't do. You have to quick scope everything.
Only quick scope.
Clay, don't you know?
Arcides now, he's holding this B site. I mean, this has an eUnited round win all over it. As he'll go ahead and just challenge on forward. Yeah, this is a beautiful play. 20 seconds left. The hand is being forced now for Splyce. They've got to go. Jerd now dead. Mad Cat to follow. eUnited up 2-0.
And that spot Arcides was in right there has to be one of the most powerful positions just in this game in its entirety. Once you get control of that spot, and of course, as long as Silly is going to be watching your push from over top of you, you're just in a great spot. Obviously, the man advantage, Clayster from the get-go, getting 2 snipe kills, wins them the round. But again, eUnited looking pretty good.
I just love how much better eUnited look in S&D so far this weekend. It's night and day from what we originally saw. Clayster using what I call the simp spot in this. Jumping on this barrel, you can watch over the entire middle street. Doesn't spot anyone this time, but already Arcity's hugging that close right wall, gets an awkward timing on the player behind the cabin heady, and he'll go ahead and fall because of that. Splyce in a 4v2 number advantage.
Yeah, just a little bit too slow. So the information Clayster gets with a sniper is, hey, there's not going to be anyone cabin cut on you. RCs know the pressure is going to be on the wood. Heady just doesn't see it, and well, Jerd can snipe too, hitting a nice little jump shot over the tank. And well, that's going to put Silly in that 1 versus 4. It's 3-0 right now. Honestly, play for streaks.
Yep.
Just don't move. Try and get as many kills as possible. But hey, you're 135 points away. Got to get a kill and a half.
And they know this too. Splyce are looking at their scoreboard. They're saying, hey, let's just hold our lanes. We're happy with how this round is going right now. Don't give them any chance to get a kill. Don't push anything at this moment. And I don't blame them. There should not be a single player that moves in the next 25 seconds.
Well, alternatively, you can make the argument you want to push everyone together as a team,
yes,
try to make sure to trade out the kill, but it's a little bit risky because if you run straight past and he plays it smart, and if he gets the 2 kills, you're just in a bad spot. So playing it safe, but of course Silly, potentially next round, look for him to maybe get a kill or 2.
I think that's the worry, right, is they know how close he is starting that fighter pilot. 3, 2, 1. Splyce on the board, now down by just 1 round.
Yeah, Gunless was probably pretty bored by that towards the end of that. I mean, you got to imagine those, a solid 40 seconds of no action.
Yeah.
But again, it was pretty much get the first blood and then make sure you trade everything out. But hey, if Jerd's hitting jump snipes over the tank, you don't even have to get the trades. Everyone just winning their individual fight. So nice little bounce back round from Splyce.
Oh, now they're going to try to smoke out Clay, thinking that he's got the sniper, but that is not actually the case here. Stun comes in. Tough gunfight from Pristini, but picks Tommy right off that area of cover where only his head can be seen. They know where Jerd is as well. Pristini's not slowing down as he tries to chase the kill.
Well, Jerd's going to be 1 shot in the 1 versus 3 has bomb, but players are just going to bombard him. Has a player up front, might be able to win this gunfight. You expect the challenge to come in quickly, and he's actually going to get pinched from both sides. So no magic happening just yet, and eUnited again played that to perfection, forced him in the back of bunker, and they had all the angles covered. Silly, of course, doubling up in bunker, but 3-1 lead. eUnited's looking great. And Silly might even be a little bit closer to his streaks. Don't know if he got an assist on that.
He might have. Yeah, he did live. That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. He should have a fighter pilot. We'll see when we get into this next round. There's a look at eUnited. Trying to close out this game 5. No, okay, so didn't actually get anything on that. Okay. I love that stun over the B side. Silly, though, dies to a random grenade. So just like that, no streaks earned yet from eUnited.
And just to be a little bit pedantic, not a random, obviously coordinated grenades, because a lot of players always run hunker, if not armored. So you got to make sure the teamwork is going to be there, throwing nades in the same location. That way you can get 2 or 3 nades on the same body. Either way, though, Jerd, you have a lot of very nice lines of sight over in this dome area with the sniper. He can check pretty much everything. Clayster, though, has been able to get up top, and if Clayster has a snipe of his own, actually, he has the bar, if I remember correctly. No kills coming in for him just yet. Oh, my God, it's so easy.
The Car 98 is very good. It is very, very good.
So easy, man.
Yeah, no, it definitely is very easy to do that with the sniper right now. As Jerd gets pushed by 2 players where you think, hey, if they both flood him, he should die. But because the Car 98 goes right at that guy's head, he clutches that round.
Yeah, I mean, of course, when I say easy, I mean easy for someone as talented as Jerd or as talented as Clayster. I mean, that first shot is absolutely insane because that's just pure black scope. You're just hoping that you have that laser precision. You have to have fantastic centering. So again, don't understate how good these pros are. By the way, we just saw the dually pistols again, but still, Splyce on offense. All 4 players right now playing aggressive over by B. See, though, Clayster on the flank. He's got a fast flank right here, but players might be picked up front. There you go, Clayster on the back line, cleans up the kill, and now the pressure is just coming from all directions. This player is trapped in between, and what do you do against the dualies? You die.
You die, and look, Clay's like, oh, God. He was just spraying them all around. As Pristini was there for the help as well. eUnited fight fire with fire on the aggression there and win that round.
Yeah, and of course, great reads from Clayster. Of course, his teammates were winning the gunfights at least after that first blood comes in, but still, immediate flank. There's 4 members on Splyce. None of them are paying any attention to it because of how early it is in the round, and that's what you need. That's just a very forceful round. Nice little momentum builder.
Stunned at this middle street area is Jerd. And Look, Clayster's trying to spot this side. One player does get to the middle pit, and Clay's going to have to fall on back. Are they going to try to get aggressive on the Bristini? They do. First blood for Tommy.
Clayster, though, is going to be able to get out of dodge, but still, you don't really want to plant in a 3v4 necessarily. But Splyce, this is what they're opening themselves up to. They have literally every single lane covered. They are saying, we're cool with you planting on B. That will be more points for us. And they are just going to slowly squeeze eUnited in, make sure they don't get over-aggressive. And they got 2 players mid, 1 player for the back pressure on B, 1 player for the front pressure. And there you see Silly just gets traded out. Yes, Bance does get killed in the meanwhile, but still 3 versus 2. Now Jerd working over towards Clayster. Easy win, knew exactly where he was. That's going to leave RCs in a fantastic spot. We've seen clutches from here before. We've talked about the power of this position. But still, man advantage not on his side. And there you see Splyce not making the same mistake twice, not pushing into that.
Yeah, Bance actually got some great timing on the far flank when he saw Clayster run in towards that bell area. Once he saw that, Splyce knew, okay, we've got every single exit covered. Just watch out. Make sure they can't run out of the sight. Literally, the only way that they live through that round is if like 3 players of eUnited swarm the one guy on either side and somehow, you know, trade it quick, make it a 2v3, and then have the chance to at least reposition on the map.
Yeah, we've actually seen in the past, it was, I think Accuracy got like a 1v4 clutch against Splyce in similar situations, but again, Splyce played passively that time instead of giving away free kills. You see the nades trying to come in. Tommy, though, able to get that first blood, and they've been pretty successfully get the first blood, win the round. In Jerd, again, we talked about some nice lines aside on this map. There's one more.
And again, like right there, they get these openings near A, but I think they're just so afraid of someone being in that, you know, cabin area of cover. If you have one guy there with an AR, he can definitely clutch a 1v2, 1v3 gunfight exchange due to how good that cover is. eUnited now trying to hold off this B push, and Silly the first man here. Smoke comes in, and now it's going to be an all-out war in middle map.
Well, instead of the trades, you see the Smoke is just going to allow him to cross, and Bance is going to get the team kill as well. So this is a very doable situation for Arsenies. He's able to get behind now. Just a 1v1. Has no idea where that player is, but he's able to live for the moment. He's going to be one shot, and he challenged. So so he died.
Yeah, I think for a second there he had flashbacks to last year when he had first joined the Pro C. But no, I think he was expecting maybe Mad Cat to be getting a little bit crazy, but you think Mad Cat, a veteran of so many years, he knows what to do in that scenario. You got the guy pinned. He would just slow peek that and then bang.
No, RC's made the right play. You got to try and catch the guy sprinting if you're one shot. There's no hope of winning the gunfight otherwise, so you might as well go for the World Star. Worth pointing out, Splyce did a very good job of adjusting their strategy on offense. Last time they got flanked by Clay, so they knew they were putting pressure mid-map, so they all sat back and waited for it and get the kills. This time, though, Pristini first blood. eUnited try to go up 5-4, but Clayster, he knows someone's there. Can't quite shoot him, but sees the man's gun. And Bance so far staying alive, but he keeps peeking out. That is a dangerous thing to do, Bance.
Oh, he does have Hunker. Just one shot. Clayster trying to hit it looks like his hand, unfortunately, not giving him credit for the kill. Do you see the top of his head? Oh my goodness, how precise does this man have to get right now with the sniper rifle? Oh, can't hit it. Thankfully, his team kills everyone else. We just watched Clayster go for a snipe, meanwhile, everyone else on Splyce now dead.
Yeah, Ban's last one alive, and hey, just one pistol this time, but Clay's going to be there. And again, knowing when to apply the pressure, all of his teammates were at B, so Bance has to go over there and try and get towards that bomb. Clayster, once again, pushing up where he knows he can. Now just one round away from taking on Splyce, and again, it cannot be understated how massive this win would be for eUnited.
I believe this would put eUnited at a perfect 3-0 in Search and Destroy so far this weekend, 2-0 in series. Round 10, can Splyce force the game 5, round 11? Jerd with the sniper watching over middle map. No stuns this time. Should give him an idea that they have mid-map control, and they're going to flood up right away. I like this play by Tommy. He should have first blood. Yep. Oh, no. No. Worst case scenario if you're a Splyce fan. Worst case scenario is Pristini's flanked. Bance all by himself.
Ooh, seriously?
Nice shots onto Arcides. Still, though, as he turns this corner. Should be a trade any second. Versus 2. Oh, my God.
You're kidding me.
Okay, there it is. Woo. GG, eUnited take it. You thought there might have been a chance there, but in the end, it's Search and Destroy that has put eUnited to a perfect 2-0 in this pool of death to start off the Call of Duty World League New Orleans Global Open.
And let's not forget, Jack, if they're able to go 3-0 today,